friends, Denise here. I promised I'd talk a little bit more about catasetums and wintering and things like that. This would also include Mormotes and Cloecia type. This one is not wanting to go into dormancy. And typically, it's November now, it would be heading into it. I'm not going to try to force it at this point in time, although I have reduced water. Reducing the water does sometimes help get it into dormancy. I'm not one to force mine into it if they don't want to do it. I have about 20 of them, more or less. I'm going to move up here to this one. I try not to withhold too much water, even if they do go into dormancy, because these pseudobulbs, the older pseudobulbs, begin to dry out a little bit too much, and so I sort of spritz them then. It's interesting how these types work. Some of them will do what this one did, put on a keiki last year, and he's growing roots like crazy. I'm not too sure how much I want to withhold water. The majority of these types will either put on a spike. Yeah, that one leaned totally the other way from what was expected. But normally they either put on a spike before they begin to go dormant or during their dormancy phase or after they go dormant. This one is beginning to go into complete dormancy. He got a little bit less water today. I always give them a little something, even if it's just a spritz. This one appears nowhere near ready to go dormant. But anyway, their cycle in the summer, they really, 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 really love a lot of water and a lot of feed. These are pretty much all in sphagnum moss. They have a tendency to need all this, and I give it to them. And I just pretty much give them as much light as possible because that's what they like. There's rumors, theories, whatever you want to call it, that less light produces either female or male blooms. I don't pay attention to that. I give them as much light as possible so that hopefully head towards the fall, they will put on some good spikes, go dormant, put on new bulbs for next year. This one is really beginning its dormancy stage, and look how big that bulb is compared to the one from the year before. As I was saying, in the summer, they get lots and lots and lots of water, lots of fertilizer. They live in sphagnum moss, and I keep it up until they show signs of dormancy, and then I just reduce it somewhatly and continue to watch. Now, when they're going into dormancy, I'm very careful and cautious, as I was saying, and I watch the pseudobulbs and see what they can do. I watch for spikes. I'm not seeing too many right now, but although it's November, towards the middle of November, here where I live, up until maybe today, we were in the 90s and 80s. So this does affect them. What will happen when they come out of their dormancy is they will put on a new, at the base, usually of the plant, a new bulb will start forming. There's one that went into complete dormancy way over a month, probably 2 months ago. Anyway, when those new bulbs start forming, I typically wait until there's about 3 to 4 inch root system on that new bulb, and then I will repot it, sometimes in the same pot. Sometimes it doesn't need a bigger pot. Sometimes it does. That one will more than likely need a bigger pot. This upcoming spring, which is normally when the new pseudobulbs begin to form and roots begin to form, I'm going to try a little bit something different. I'm going to try to propagate them from, this is not a good, by removing a back bulb when I repot it and seeing if I can pot it up and get it going. That was something, I'm sorry, I keep doing that was something that Astrid mentioned on her channel that she was able to do, and I'm interested in attempting it. So anyway, more than 3/4 of mine aren't really going dormant that quickly. I am beginning to reduce water to try to force them. It is interesting how they do. And we will see what happens. And if you have any questions, leave me a message. Thanks for watching. Bye.